overnight. Prices of bread soon to increase, third time in 8 months. Ministers designate to begin documentation of credentials from Saturday, 19 August. Plus, Central Bank of Nigeria introduces price verification portal for importers. Do you love and care about Rivers State and her peace? Let's build her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. Welcome to the World News on Rivers State Television. My name is Obobel Lemara Parker. Now details of news making the rounds at this hour. Lawmakers at the Rivers State House of Assembly have continued to eulogize the good qualities of their former colleague and Speaker, Stephen Ezekwem. These praises came during a valedictory session to honor the departed in the hallowed chambers of the Assembly. Vincent Ako takes it from here.
Lawmakers, including past, present and principal officers of the state legislature, gathered at the hollow chamber of the Rivers State House of Assembly to pay last respect to their former colleague speaker, late Stephen Ezekwem. Late Ezekwem was Speaker of the Third Assembly between 1993 to 1996 and represented the old Ahoda State constituency. Speaking shortly before filing past the remains of the late speaker at the hollow chamber, lawmakers including Honorable Sokari Goodboy Sokari of Ahoda West, Honorable Abe Peter Degema, Honorable Emmanuel Deya of Gokana, Evangelist Hope Ikriko, and Honorable Queen Owoma Tony William of Ahoda East State constituency described the deceased as symbol of parliament and a mentor who was always available to serve.
Now we are here gathered. And for the first time amongst us, you can see the numbers that came out today. The numbers is because of the person of Ezekwem. It's good while we have the opportunity to live a good life.
When death come knocking, it's something you cannot say no. You must answer. High Chief was a good man. He was my husband's friend. God brought him and he has called him home.
Yes, he is gone. He is gone for good. But I know that his doings, as purposeful as always, will remain in our hearts.
My plea is this, that the state government should find a way to immortalize his name.
Deputy Speaker Dumle Maon, who presided over today's plenary, said the state has lost a rare gem and an icon who has left indelible prints in the sands of time, and prayed God to grant him eternal rest. The state and family the fortitude to bear the loss.
I think this is the first time I'm attending this kind of a session where you have this number of former members come to attend. For me, it's humbling. For me, it calls for concerns and for us to take a deep breath and ask why. And the question is readily available here. Is because of who he was when he was alive. So it's worthy of emulation. So if you are alive, and you know you are not doing that, which will make people follow you like this. It's an opportunity for you to do a U-turn and do that which will make people respect you when you are on time and being recalled.
Vincent Ako, Ares TV News.
Chairman of Obiakpo Local Government Council of Rivers State, George Ariolo, has donated 340 kVA power generating sets to 3 first-class traditional rulers in the area. He made the presentation at the council headquarters at Romodomaya. Justice Ihunwo was there for RSTV News.
The beneficiaries include Eze Bakabaka of Ohevo Kingdom, Eze Leslie Eke, Nyewale Apo Kingdom, Eze Livi Olu Urebe, and Nyewale Umebriko, Eze Barry Wapara Owabi. The chairman had previously presented the same capacity of generating set to Eze Oha Abara. Ariolo said the gesture is in fulfillment of the promise he made to the 4 first-class traditional rulers in the local government area and assured them of continuous support due to the high regard his association has for traditional rulers.
It's in fulfillment of the promise I made to you, our royal fathers, especially the first-class traditional rulers in the local government area. Considering your number, that we might not be able, considering the paucity of funds, to provide for each and every one of you. As at the last count, we were about 35, and it wasn't possible. And I did promise that in order not to jettison that request totally, that I was going to provide for our first-class traditional rulers. So we have procured for you today for delivery to you brand new 40 kVA Perkins generator for each of you.
The chairman also provided 200 liters of diesel each to the traditional rulers and commended them for their effort at engendering peace in their domain. He sued for continuous support for the state and the local government to enable them to do better.
Also added to that, so that we will not stress you to start thinking on how you put it to use, we have also provided 200 liters of diesel. And that will help you to use it for a reasonable period of time when you now save money to start managing. The basis for being here is a very, very short ceremony. And also thank you and appreciate you for what you have been doing to engender peace in your various jurisdictions, which has also rubbed off on the entire local government area, and to urge you to continue in fostering peace in your various domains, and to also support the state government and the local government in all that you are doing with your subjects and your wards in your various jurisdictions.
The traditional rulers in their separate responses thanked the chairman for being a promise keeper and commended him for his outstanding performance as well as changing the narratives of local government administration. Justice Inuo, Arrows TV News.
To other matters now, members of Master Bakers and Caterers Association of Nigeria, Rivers State Branch, have again decided to increase prices of loaves of bread from Monday, 21 August 2023. Chairman of the association, Dr. Chidi Olu, said members have, for a period of 1 week, down tool because of the high cost of business materials. Godspar Anile covered the press briefing held in Port Harcourt.
For about a month now, bread makers have had it tough trying to put the staple on the breakfast table as a result of the unannounced increase of its ingredients. Since December 2022, the prices of loaves had been on the rise for the third time, which is not going down well with bakers, distributors and consumers. I was seeking for reason behind the unwarranted increase in the price of bread, and the chairman, Masters Bakers and Caterers Association of Nigeria, Rivers State Chapter, Dr. Chidi Olu, explained that the high cost of bread ingredients, import duties, high cost of petroleum products, and the rise in the price of the dollar may be some of the causes. He reiterated that they cannot do without the incessant increases because no one does business without profits.
Effective Monday, 21st of this month, the price of bread will increase again. All the sizes, Naira is getting weaker and weaker, and that amounts to increase in the raw materials because most of the raw materials are imported. Most bakeries in Rivers State in the last 1 week stopped work. So if we don't adjust the prices again, we may not be able to continue the business.
Dr. Olu appealed to the government at all levels to do the needful and make wheat available for bread makers to make it available for the teeming consumers.
Are pleading with government to see how they can shore up the working capitals of those that are really doing this business. Give grants where possible or soft loans. Our yield should be able to compete with the yield from other countries that are producing with to remain profitable. What we have encouraged our members is to ensure that standards are maintained, quality is maintained, no matter the price. Is consumers shouldn't buy bread just because it's cheap. You should look at the product quality and not just price. Any bread that is ridiculously very low means there's a problem with that particular product.
Retailers and consumers say it's not being palatable for them.
And so my pikin like tea for morning. If you give her other thing to eat, no go gree. Now that tea and bread, that she dey use dey go school. abeg make dem reduce am so that poor people go fit buy.
It's a soft food that one can take and move out in the morning. Very easy. Behind me here, there's the type I like to buy. That one is 450. Small one, about 6 of them. Just yesterday, I went back, they say now 500. Because I need it, I have to buy. If you go to the market now, every other thing has increased. So they shouldn't be left out.
Before it's 500, we sell 550. Now it's 550, sell 600. Our again is only 15 naira. Before, by now, I don't sell finish. But now, this one go there until night. People know they too come. When we talk, they go talk say price too cost. So the thing they stay for our hand.
God's Power Anele, RTV News.
And now to national matters. The documentation on the newly appointed ministers will commence on Saturday. The exercise is expected to end on Sunday, 20 August. In a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary, General Services, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Nnamdi Mberi, said the ministers were urged to come with their curriculum vitae, birth certificate or declaration of age, 2 passport photographs, among others. The portfolios for the 45 minister designates confirmed by the Senate were revealed on Wednesday. The ministers are expected to be sworn in by President Bola Tinubu on Monday at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. The Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, Daudu Biu, has ordered an immediate clampdown on all old and rickety vehicles across the country. Biu gave the directives in a statement by the Corps Public Education Officer and Assistant Corps Marshal, Mr. B.C. Kazim, on Thursday in Abuja. The FRSC Marshal said the directive became necessary due to a trending video of an old car with 3 worn-out tires plying the highway in Shagamu, Ogun State. He ordered the immediate clampdown of the vehicle and the arrest of the owner, as the act could endanger the lives and property of the public. According to him, the attention of the Corps was drawn to the trending video of the old vehicle with mechanical issues plying the expressway. But Biu said the new order was part of a continued effort by the FRSC to reduce road accidents, adding that all sector commanders and zonal commanding officers of the FRSC were to begin enforcing the new law with immediate effect. And now to central bank stories. The Central Bank of Nigeria has introduced the go live of the price verification system for importers. According to the Apex Bank, this follows the successful conduct of the pilot run and various training held with all the banks. This is just as the Central Bank of Nigeria led Financial Services Regulation and Coordinating Committee in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission has advised Nigerians to stop patronizing illegal financial operators, otherwise known as Ponzi schemes that spare in various forms. Form M is a mandatory statutory document to be completed by all importers to import goods into Nigeria. In a circular to all banks dated 17 August 2023 and signed by the Director, Trade and Exchange Department of the CBN, Dr. S.O. Naji, the CBN noted that with effect from 31 August, all application for Forms M should be accompanied by a valid price verification report generated from the price verification portal. You're watching news coming from the studios of Riverside Television. Do not forget to follow us on our Twitter handle at RSTV22PH Online and YouTube at RSTV Online, as well as Facebook at RSTV22PH Online. Do you love and care about River State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. Still to come on the news, US, Japan, South Korea to make historic diplomatic meeting at Camp David Presidential Retreat. And in sports, Gianni Infantino lauds FIFA's decision to increase the number of participating teams in Women's World Cup. Details will be coming as you keep us company when we return after the break.
No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day, no matter when I show you. You show me love. Now available in new flavors.
You show me love.
The words are hard to find, but they're still heavy on my mind tonight. The pain is deep inside, but I still want to hide tonight.
Is this what you really want to do?
Yes, Dad. That's what I've been trying to show you.
Fight for your dreams the advanced way with Glow LTE Advanced. The power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
Jollificate with sports as you want them. Recipes there for you as you want them. Entertainment unko as you want them. Learning there for you as you want them. Make you enjoy YouTube as you want them. Get Berekete YouTube video data bundle where go sweet body on top your mobile phone when you dial *312# today. YouTube as you want them.
Awesome wonder and mighty ruler, the King of all the earth.
I have said this, and I'm going to say it. My vision is not to buy private jets. My vision is not to drive the most expensive car. My vision is not to use the money of God to build expensive school that the members that contributed cannot attend. My vision is to use the resources of God, prepare people for heaven. My vision is to look for the lost souls, look for the prostitutes, look for the armed robbers, look for the killers, look for the assassins. Use the resources of God and rehabilitate them and prepare them for heaven. My vision is to look for children that cannot go to school, children that are roaming on the street. Use the resources of God, take them to a school, think that they can go to school and become better people tomorrow. That is my vision.
OPS, Dr. Jesus in Action. Dr. Jesus in Action. God is here.
No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day. No matter when I show you, you show me love. You show me. No matter when I show you, you show me love.
Now available in new flavors.
You show me love.
This is RSTV World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. RSTV.
And time now for more news. An Ethiopian official has said that at least 1,400 people have starved to death in Ethiopia's northern Tigray since food aid was suspended because it was being stolen. The United Nations World Food Programme and the US's leading aid agency halted food aid to Tigray about 4 months ago. According to the report, a subsequent investigation by Tigrayan authorities found that almost 500 people were involved in the theft. Tigray was hit by a brutal conflict in 2020, causing famine-like conditions. The United States and China have achieved what many deemed impossible, a historic meeting between U.S. President Joe Biden, Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, and South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol. Biden is hosting the first standalone meeting among the three countries at the Camp David presidential retreat in the U.S. on Friday. It's a diplomatic but still tenuous coup for the American leader, Reports say South Korea and Japan are neighbors and old U.S. allies, but they have never been friends. But an increasingly assertive China has renewed U.S. interest in East Asia. South Koreans believe the Japanese never properly apologized for the colonization of the Korean peninsula from 1910 to 1945. Europe is bracing for another heat wave this weekend, according to weather forecasters who predict temperatures up to 42 degrees in Italy, 40 degrees in France, and 37 in Switzerland. They say that the sweltering conditions are caused by a high-pressure system arriving from Africa. Swiss and French weather agencies said this is expected to expand from Spain to Central Europe, lasting only at least next week. It is forecast to engulf southern France, Switzerland, southern Germany, and northern Italy. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has confirmed that climate change makes heat wave more intense and more frequent. So talking about intense weather, a hurricane with 145 kilometers per hour wind speed is headed towards Mexico, then the U.S. southwest. The Category 4 hurricane, named Hurricane Hillary, is predicted to first make landfall in Baja, California, a Mexican state, on Saturday morning. Forecasters say it will then lose wind speed and become a tropical storm, tracking northwest towards Southern California, Nevada, Arizona, and Utah. The National Weather Service, NWS, said the potential for heavy rain ranging from 3 to 6 inches in some areas and up to 10 inches in others could lead to significant and rare impacts for parts of Southern California and Southern Nevada. The NWS said the storm's conditions in the U.S. are predicted to peak on Sunday and Monday. And now, entertainment. Nollywood veteran Nkemo, popularly known as Osofia, has announced the burial arrangements for his daughter, Kosi Sochukwu, who passed away on 28 June in cause of a brief illness. The 24-year-old's funeral is scheduled to take place on 24 August, according to a poster shared online. The burial details indicated that Kosi Sochukwu would be laid to rest in their hometown in Enugu State. Despite the tragic loss, Osofia kept the news hid from his followers and fans, as evident from his Instagram page. The veteran actor chose not to publicly reveal the heartbreaking situation. Many fans and social media users have offered their sympathies and messages of condolence to the family during this difficult time. The announcement of the burial arrangements has sparked an outpouring of support and well wishes from fans as they send their thoughts and prayers to Nkemo and his family. Now to sports news. Nigerian 100 meters hurdles world record holder Tobi Amusan has had her suspension lifted after she was found not to have broken anti-doping rules over missed tests. The 26-year-old was set to miss the World Athletics Championships in Budapest, which starts this weekend, but she can now defend her world title after an athletics integrity unit called AIU Disciplinary Tribunal hearing. A statement by the AIU head, Brett Clothier, said a panel of the disciplinary tribunal, by majority decision on Thursday, found that Tobi Amusan has not committed an anti-doping rule violation of 3 whereabouts failures within a 12-month period. He indicated the AIU is disappointed by the decision and will review the reasoning in detail before deciding whether to exercise its right of appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The double Commonwealth Games gold medalist denies taking performance-enhancing substances. Writing on Instagram, Amusan expressed happiness to put the dilemma behind her and look forward to defending her title at next week's World Championships. Amusan set the women's 100 meters hurdles world record at the World Championships in Eugene, Oregon in July 2022 after crossing the line in 12.06 seconds. Still talking sports, FIFA President Gianni Infantino says women who pick the right fights can convince US men that we have to do or what we have to do to bring progress in women's football. Speaking in Sydney, Infantino said women must push the door to equality. Infantino said the success of the Women's World Cup had silenced critics who questioned expanding the tournament to 32 nations, as concerns were raised that increasing the number of teams from 24 would lead to more than one-sided games in Australia and New Zealand. With 2 matches still to play, including Saturday's third-place playoff between Sweden and Australia, the Women's World Cup has been watched by a tournament record 1.85 meters or 1.85 million fans outside stadiums, just as it generated over £447 million in revenues, the second highest income of any sport, besides, of course, the Men's World Cup at a global stage. The month-long Women's World Cup concludes on Sunday when England face Spain in the final at Stadium Australia in Sydney. And that's it on the news for tonight. But before we take a leave, don't forget to follow us on our Twitter handle at RSTV22PH Online, YouTube at RSTV Online, and Facebook at RSTV22PH Online. Do you love and care about River State and hippies? Let's build and take her to greater heights, because it's a task we must accomplish. Now to end the news, another look at some of the major reports. The chairman, Master Bakers and Caterers Association of Nigeria River State Branch, Dr. Chidi Olu, has said the increase in the pump price of fuel, the price of the dollar and other exigencies have led to the increase in price of loaves for the 3rd time since last December. The documentation of credentials of cleared ministers designate will begin tomorrow, Saturday, 19 August, and they are expected to come along with their curriculum vitae, birth certificate or age declaration, and passport photographs, among others. We had reported earlier that the Central Bank of Nigeria has introduced a portal to verify prices of imports rather than patronizing Ponzi schemes. And that's the news for tonight. Thanks for being a part of it. Good night.
This is RSTV World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate. First, this is RSTV World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. RSTV Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
The rains are here, and the River State government is advising residents of the 12 local government areas in the state captured in the seasonal climate prediction by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency NIMET as places likely to suffer flooding to take precautions. The expected more than normal rainfall could happen anytime. Therefore, residents of Abua Odwal, Ahoda East, Ahoda West, Akokotoro, Andoni, Emoha, Ikwere, Ogbaibemandoni, Okrika, Oyibo, and Opobonkoro local government areas are hereby advised individually and collectively to begin the cleaning of their environment. They should open up and clean their gutters to enable normal flow of water. Be prepared to move to higher ground when they see tidal water overflowing riverbanks into their various communities to avoid death and mitigate loss of property. The state government is also calling on all flood management committees in those local governments to immediately mount surveillance to watch out and notice any overflow of water over riverbanks. They should assess the magnitude of such overflowing water, provide accurate information that will sensitize the people adequately on what to do, while also working with council chairmen, traditional rulers, and all opinion leaders in order to strengthen the response capabilities of communities. Such committees should work out modalities that will cushion the effect of the flood disaster on residents. The unprecedented flood disaster in 2022 had served as an eye-opener. Thus, the state government is taking proactive steps and intensifying interagency collaboration that will forestall any negative impact.
that we must repent, we must let the church be truth. But the truth must be told. Because the church is the house of the living God, the pillar and the crown. The way we preach about tithe and offering, if we tell people about some certain behavior, God was telling me last night that the way people are changing prophet and church, if people change their bad behavior, if people change their evil character, Satan will leave them. Running from this church to this church, what is pursuing you is that your bad character, that's secret sin in your life. Change it and see what God will do in your life. Don't allow people to manipulate you. Don't allow people to hypnotize you. Don't give under pressure. Don't allow people to use prophetic witchcraft on you, or apostolic witchcraft, or pastoral craft on you. No, don't allow people to manipulate you to give. No. Give willingly. If your spirit bears you witness, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. When your spirit bears you witness, you give. Don't allow anybody to put you under pressure. Don't allow people to put fear in you. When they instill fear in you, they will tell you will die. If you drive this car again, you will this. No. The offering God needs from you, the offering that opens heaven for you, is that one nobody asks you to give, you give it. Solomon, no prophet prophesied to Solomon to sow that seed. No prophets anywhere. Solomon, his heart prompted him and he did it. God received it. You come to church, you look around and say, what can I do in the house of God? I want to specially invite you to this year's September special. September special is our annual Harvest of Miracle.